is the rules of life. For example, the best elite about this are gentlemen. Gentlemen are elite. This elite was born in here in England, but this elite was spread in United States and Australia. In United States, this is the big Babylon. The people from Germany, from Italy, from Africa, from all countries live in USA, but all speaking English, and they all see so as a Briton, more British as Britain people. So I would like. I suppose this elite. This elite was so powerful that the influence of this elite was so strong that this elite was created this country, United States of America. And in order to there are another elite. Another elite was born in Russia. In Russia, it was born in 1883. Кто там? Подожди, я уже не помню. It was elite from Marxist elite, social democratic elite, and this elite was have a way своего развития, да, развития, development, and this elite was developed to Bolsheviks, and then Stalin, Lenin makes Bolsheviks, then Stalin makes nomenclatura. The nomenclatura is the elite of elite of Communist Party. Communist Party was elite, and nomenclatura was elite of elite, and then this bipolar picture of the world, the USA with NATO, North Atlantic organization, and Soviet Union with Warszawski договор, Warsaw Treatment, Warsaw Pact. It was the picture of two elites confrontation of two elites, gentlemen and nomenclatura. But gentlemen was very authentic. I read the book of a Russian journalist, Всеволод Овчинников, Корни дуба. Very good book about England, very good book, and in this book is the presentation of what is gentleman, and I have conspected all this book to me, conspected, yes, yeah. And then I lived sometime I lived as a gentleman, now not more. And it was, I suppose, maybe my this elan started with this gentleman theory. So, and gentleman is authentic. Gentleman not pretend to be so, but he is so. While gentlemen do not. It is not important what he think. It is important what he make. The doing is and doing is always correct. This is important. And it is a little near to Jeff's. The Jeff's religion do not ask.
Jewish religion.
Jewish, yes. Jeff's, Jewish, excuse me. Do not ask, do you believe as Catholic, православие, ну не важно вообще. Orthodox, so it is not important for Jewish. The main question, or do you make, for example, Saturday you must not work.
You observe a ritual.
Yes, so. But, excuse me, this gentlemen and Jeffs, very different, very, but this is the common. This is a common thing, and authentic is the main characteristic, fighting characteristic of elite. Well, elites are fighting. They fight for power between one another, but wins not the elite that can beat other elites, but the elite which can provide the support of people, of many people, not from this elite. There is a word mainly in German language, Basis. Basis, this is, for example, people. In politic party, Basis are the all the people of this party in opposite to leaders of this party, political leaders, and Basis is really boss. Basis is really boss. And not only by democracy, but it was always so. It was always, I suppose, so. While king is the most slave in all society, he must be nice for people. It was always so. This is my ideas. I was okay. I am a little far from Socionics now.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, everything what you talked about, does it relate to your last book which you wrote? Or
Yes.
Your main interest in Socionics. That's what you need to understand. That what Igor talked about, it is his interest in Socionics. Yeah. So Igor, if you can explain just what it is interest, because there are so many different fields in Socionics now, so many interests. So does it relate to integral parts or integral types, or what is it about?
Just a moment. I must not so simple. My main question was what these four Socionics functions are. What is the why four? Why not 8 or 5 or 3? And my response for this question is it is bound with structure of computer, which we all know. This computer is society. in this computer there is many people, and only part of these people are active. In, for example, this is the political, the artists, big artists, and so. And there is the medias, TV, newspapers, magazines, and I suppose that the human brain is consisted works in the same way as the society. Also, in the world, in the brain, there is many. I don't know how can it, what name?
Like slots, or like
Yes,
departments and slots.
yes, and this medias area is conscience, and the conscience of members, simple people, but the emotionally, they are better to decide it. Therefore, I am against direct democracy. What is direct democracy? When, for example, in Europäische Union, must Europäische Union help to Greece, or not must? People cannot decide this question. Well, this is a professional question. It must be decided from Angela Merkel, Cameron, David Cameron, and so. I suppose it is correct so. But people must decide. We shall select David Cameron now. It is the best candidature. And system works better if emotionally will be make personal decisions, and thinking decisions will be made by these selected people. So I tried now to explain what is emotion. Emotion as if many people say opinion to select. Yes, a little. Just a moment. And my theme was to understand this world, intuitive world, emotional world, thinking world, also sensoric world. This is four worlds, quite different. For example, in intuitive world, I have an idea, you have an idea. We have changed, and we have two ideas. I have an apple, you have an apple. We have changed, we have two apples.
Each has one. With information, it doesn't go like that.
Please?
With information, it doesn't come like that.
Okay.
Information comes more and more.
But
Yes,
what about energy? The people say that energy does not destroy it, Like if we exchange, it can be more. Is it the same as information, no?
There is in physics, there is the laws, physics laws of сохранения энергии.
That's right.
Да?
Like,
Сохранение энергии.
like
Сохранение материи и энергии, да?
Energy does not disappear, yeah?
Yes, energy and matter, materia.
Matter. But matter does disappear. It's just the energy doesn't
It
disappear.
converts into energy.
Huh?
It converts into energy.
Oh,
But a
right.
certain amount of energy.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Also, как называется законы сохранения?
The law of what?
Energy saving.
of keeping.
Conservation of energy. Yeah.
Conservation, yes. These laws do not work in intuitive area. While ideas, I have idea, you have idea, we have changed, I have two idea, you have two idea. And with apples, I have one apple and you have one apple. Also, this keeping laws do not exist in this area. And later I have understand that in emotional world these laws do not work too. I have a good настроение, good mood, and you have good mood, and I was smiling, you were smiling, and we have twice so good mood. So. And then another story, but bound with this, for me was always very strange that after World War II, USA helped Germany and other countries, and so how it is, why American people did not protest it. The American money was used in order to make a favor for German peoples. Why? But for I suppose this month or 2 months ago I have not understand. I read that it was no cent was taken from American people. It was printed new money, new dollars. This dollars was given to Europe. Although the American government can print many dollars, and the main question is if will be printed too many dollars, then the dollar will be drop, and it is we can no government will made it inflation then. But if these dollars go away from America and go to Europe, then in America dollar not drop, will be not falling. Also, but Europe was really saved. Germany was really it was economic economic wonder,
Miracle.
miracle, yes. And Germany was became really economic powerful country. Also, I suppose that market economic money are the emotional world, belong to emotional world. While the laws of this keeping laws do not exist in this area too. Yes, this is a little illustration about what is what are these four psychology functions, and so my first ideas was about how we can see the emotion or intuition or sensoric in social life. And I analyzed historical events in this. For example, a revolution is emotional. This is can understand. Revolution go. No. There are different revolutions. There are revolutions from below, and there are revolutions from top. And revolutions from below are emotionally. When people arise, it is emotionally, and in our brain we have the same events as revolution. It maybe it will be felt not so, but it are revolution. But there are another revolution. For example, revolution from Gorbachev or revolution from top. Also, it was not F event. F is from feeling, from Myers-Briggs typology. This F feeling. This was F. For example, big France Revolution was F revolution. 1789. But Gorbachev's revolution was T revolution for thinking revolution. And I have analyzed more different revolutions, and it was really interesting to analyze this. And I have seen there are the S revolution from sensoric. For example, Lenin has made S revolution. He was S hero, really, as Bonaparte, Napoleon. Napoleon said, better one bad commander as two good commanders. Also, better bad, but one. So, and this is the law of S world. Better one commander. And for example, army is a S organization, and therefore in army always one commander, always the hierarchical structure. But science must not be S organization. And in many countries, science is S organization. For example, I know examples. Said, this is correct, this is not correct. I was authority too in Socionics, but now not, maybe not so. Okay.
Can we ask questions now? Because
yes,
we kind of
yes,
talked
yes.
a lot, and we produce so many interesting ideas, so many associations in the mind. So I wonder if anybody has got any kind of interesting questions about it.
Is there any sort of activity where intuition should be the leader?
Yes.
For example.
Okay. Ideas. I spoke about elites. Each elite starts with an idea. For example, Socionics started with ideas of Ausha Augustinovic. And in this world, we can have many ideas, and for example, an event, and for intuition. An event is brainstorming. Do you know this? This is methodic brainstorming. By brainstorming, you can say many ideas, and the ideas do not disturb one another. Many, and the critic is forbidden. Critic is forbidden. This is a typical N event, typical N world. The events was, for example, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ had idea. Do most like your neighbor. Yes? Возлюбите ближнего своего, как бы.
Do unto your neighbor as you would have done unto yourself.
Please, do.
Do unto your neighbor as you would have done unto yourself.
Okay, yes. It was the idea. This idea was very adequate. Well, people are not good to one another. It was in this type. It was enemies, and it was bad world, a really bad world. And after Jesus Christ, it was better world, really. It was adequate idea. So, excuse me, my Jewish associations. Well, I am Jeff, and suppose I think about Jeff. I suppose the peoples have this integral types, you said, yes? Also, I suppose that Jeffs are intuitive. And this is a profession. This is really a profession of people, of this народ. Nation, yes, the profession of this nation. For example, in army, it is better if one commander. In an organization, it is very bad. One commander is very bad. And therefore, Jeffs had no state.
Jews.
2000
Jews.
Excuse me. Jews had no state 2000 years, while state is as organization. State must be power and force, and the Jews introduce capitalismus, как изобрели, да? Invented capitalismus. The first banker was Jews. The Jews invented socialismus. The first communist was most Jews. Karl Marx self.
Friedrich Engels.
Friedrich Engels too? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I'm just
Yes,
saying maybe.
I don't know.
But Karl Marx
suppose not.
definitely.
Karl Marx definitely, yes. And then capitalismus was fighting with socialismus. Then the old treatment from Jews is connected, is part of Bible, Christian Bible, and part of Islamic Quran too. Also, it was really profession to provide new ideas, and I suppose all good and all bad what had Jews is bound with this profession, and the all these bad attitudes, for example, too. For example, German are Tier people, nation. German are very ordently, very
Practical.
practical. Yes. And for German, Jews are not conflict, but a control relationship. And so, therefore, was this bad situation in when Hitler started to destroy the Jews.
What do you think about British people, British nation?
So I suppose the Germans are introverted type, and about British, I suppose British are extroverted type. Also, как вы Штирлица называете?
Sensory logical extrovert.
Logical sensory.
Yeah.
Logic sensory, extrovert. Why Sherlock Holmes is so popular in the UK, and not only UK, in all countries, but the Queen Elizabeth has granted Soviet actor Boris Livanov for the best presentation of this type, and Boris Livanov is really from the same type, and this is the it was England. It was really England.
So you believe England is logical, sensory, extrovert type?
Yes, but so spoke Ausha. This is not my opinion. It was more.
Because in your opinion is, I have read that it is like Huxley. It is intuitive, ethical, extrovert. I have heard something like that as well. Different
yes?
ideas.
Oh, interesting. It is a big problem of socionics, really. Well, it is a very big problem that we have many different hypotheses about people or about countries. what type is it? And I see no no good idea. I have no idea how to solve this. I suppose Ausha had provided no really good tests also to define this, and she was not first. The first was Carl Gustav Jung. Carl Gustav Jung could detect this type by well, he worked with many people and he could detect this, but when Jung died, there was no tests, and therefore this theory, this typology was lost until Isabella Myers and Briggs has saved this typology, and they make this formal tests, but I don't sure that tests work good too. I'm not sure. Okay, but this is a problem. This is a really big problem, and my my opinion how to handle this problem is to make together, to be together and to make this a table of big people, and I started to do it I have made a table with 4,000 people. In internet there is such table, but I worked not with 4,000 people. I selected people who was tested, not tested, but defined for other socionics, and I tried to find the best